Hi. So in the last session we discussed how we can find the value of m and c. Okay. So that will basically give me the best fit line. Now I have the best fit line for one independent variable and one dependent variable. Now my next task is to evaluate whether the model that I have just built is good enough or not. Now what are the parameters to do so? For linear regression we have something known as score. Whose formula is 1 minus a by b, where a is given as y actual minus y predicted square and summation, b is summation of y actual minus y mean square. Okay. So this is basically the equation of score. Let me write the complete equation: 1 minus y actual minus y predicted square upon y actual minus y mean square. Okay. And we have a summation over here. Okay. So y actual, we already know the actual values of any data set. Like if we had our x and y, if this was my square fit and this was my output, that is price. So these are my actual values. Okay. And for each of these values, if I make some predictions, okay, so these are my predictions. Okay. So these are my actual values and these are my predictions, and if I take a mean of these actual values, I will basically get y mean. Okay. I will get basically y mean. So y actual means these values, these actual values. Then y predicted means the predicted values which our model is going to predict. Then this y mean means the mean of all the actual values. Okay. So this is basically the formula for score. Now obviously, as we can see, the score can maximum be 1. Okay. So the maximum value of score is going to be 1. When are we going to get the maximum value of score? When our y actual will be equal to y predicted for all of the points, This is very obvious, right? What is the best possible scenario for us? Best possible scenario for us is that our machine learning model is able to predict everything equal to its actual values. Okay. If our machine learning model is able to predict everything as its actual value, then that is the best possible scenario for us. That's right. So in that case, we are getting a score of 1. Okay, we are getting a score of 1 when for all of the data points my model is able to predict everything correctly or everything same as its actual value. So when I am going to get a score of 0, I will get a score of 0 when my y predicted is equal to y mean. Okay. So if my y predicted is equal to y mean every time, then basically our numerator and denominator will cancel out and I am going to get a score of 0. Okay. 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. 1 y predicted is equal to y mean every time, then I am going to get a score of 0. Now what does that mean? Now that simply means for someone who does not know machine learning at all, okay, he simply takes the mean of the actual values, and while predicting for all the data points, he predicts the mean value. That for all, let's say if mean comes out to be 70 lakhs, for every house he is just going to say that sell it for 70 lakh, right? That is what we are considering the worst possible scenario when we are not applying any algorithm and straight away we are predicting everything to be equal to as mean. That is the worst possible scenario which we are considering, and we are saying that score is equal to 0 in that case. Okay. Obviously, score can be even less than 0 if we are making predictions even worse than mean, but we will assume that mean is the worst prediction that we can make. So we are going to consider 0 as the least score and 1 as the highest score. Okay. When are we going to get a score of 1? When we are making each of the predictions equal to its actual value, and when we are going to get a score of 0, when we are predicting each of the value as the mean of the actual values. Okay. So I hope this part is clear. So in this way we can use this score function to evaluate whether our model is good or not. If we are getting a score very close to 1, then means we are doing well on that and our best fit line is very close to our points. Okay. That means our best fit line is close to our points. So if let's say these are my points and I am getting a line like this, then it means my score is generally going to be very close to 0.9, 0.95 or something like that, right? But if my points are well scattered out, obviously my line would be something like this. In this case, my score is going to be little lesser. Okay, so score also depends upon how scattered the data is or how close the data is. Okay. So now we know how we can evaluate our model. Obviously, when we will be implementing linear regression, then we will calculate the score and then it will be much more clearer. Till now, everything that we have been doing it for one independent variable and one dependent variable. That is, we have been doing for only one feature, that is square fit. As the number of features increase, let's say we have 2 features instead of 1. Now the equation of my best fit will be y is equal to m1 x1 plus m2 x2 plus c. Okay, this is what my equation of my best fit is going to be. If I have 3 variables, it will be m1 x1 plus m2 x2 plus m3 x3 plus c. Okay, so basically number of number of coefficients are going to increase. Let's say if I am having 2 independent variables, in that case I will be having 3 equations and 3 variables. If I am having 10 independent variables, then I am going to have 11 equations, 11 variables, and have to solve all of them. So this method of solving so many equations gets computationally very hard, okay, and it starts to take lots of time. So differentiating this and putting equal to 0 and getting so many equations, we are basically going to struggle. Okay, so I hope it is clear, right, what I am talking about. Basically I am saying that if I have this equation, I will have to do something like this: d cost by d m1 is equal to 0, then d cost by d m2 is equal to 0, and then d cost by dc is equal to 0. Now I will have to solve these equations. Now solving these equations in 3 variables, it's obviously going to be little hard compared to 2 variables. It's going to get tougher and tougher with more number of variables. So an alternative method to solve this is gradient descent, which we are going to discuss in the next video. Thank you.